Well, I'm on my walk. This is Thursday. And when I came in here, there was some guy running around with this really huge dog. So I'm hoping the dog's on leash. That's all I have to say. Looked like a big Malamute or one of those dogs that carry the beer containers or whatever they're called. I can't remember the name right now. It's kind of cold, not cold, but I mean it's 60 degrees. It's a little late in the day. I got some new medication from the doctor for my new diagnosis of osteoporosis. This stuff is supposed to help make my bones more porous, and that's a good thing. But you have to, it's really weird, you have to, climbing over a big, you have to take it first thing in the morning. Morning for me is noon to 1 p.m. And then you have to sit still or stand up for half an hour. The medication has to stay in your stomach. It can't go like in your esophagus. So I had to kind of mess around because I couldn't take my thyroid medication this morning. So I have to adjust everything because this medication for the osteoporosis has, you're not supposed to take it close to when you take your thyroid stuff. So when I was researching all this junk on the web, a bunch of my medications I've been taking at the wrong time, or I have to adjust everything now. So there's one thing I got to take at 10 p.m. And then there's another thing, my gabapentin, which is my nerve medication, which I have I have a small tumor on my sciatic nerve. And they can't remove it because if they cut that nerve, I won't be able to walk. So the gabapentin, I take, you're supposed to take it 3 times a day. But if I took it 3 times a day, I couldn't function. I mean, I would just be a zombie. So I take it all at once at night before I go to bed. And what it does is it helps it so my leg doesn't cramp up, and it helps me sleep. I had 2 really large tumors removed from my thigh. And one of the tumors was so big they actually had to cut some of the muscle. So the incision went from the bottom of my ass down to the top of my knee. That's how big the tumor was. And I'm not one of those people that do frivolous lawsuits, but I probably should have, because the doctor I had previously, when I was living on my 5 acres, I showed her, it was a big bubble on the back of my leg. I mean, on my thigh. It was really obvious. And I showed it to her, and she goes, "Oh, one of your muscles is just bigger than the other." Well, like a dumbass, I listened to her, and I waited another year, and it kept getting bigger. And I'm like, okay, there's something really wrong here. So I went to a different doctor, and they sent me to an oncologist because the doctor said that's a tumor. So we went to the oncologist, and he looked at it and said, and then they did MRIs and stuff. And this is why doctors can be real dipshits sometimes. Well, this guy, the oncologist, he said it looked like cancer and that they might have to remove my leg because it looked like it was, I don't know what the word is, malignant or something, and he could see veins in it and stuff. Well, duh, veins do grow in tumors when they're huge. So I sat in my car and cried for about a half an hour. And at that this is years ago, I called my mom and said, Mom, I'm going to lose my leg. It's kind of life-changing. So then I went and he did a biopsy. And then a couple weeks later, he goes, oh, it's not malignant. Let's remove it. And I'm like, my gosh. So they took it out of my leg. And then another one grew, and they took that one out too. So they never, it was just not, they don't know what it caused it or anything. They just said these things happen. So what happened was it caused me to have drop foot because they had to remove some of my muscle. And like drop foot is when you're walking and your foot, like, it drops down, like your toe kind of drops down. And that's because of the muscle that they had to take out. And so I would fall flat on my ass or I'd trip on things. So that's partly why I take the gabapentin as well. Since I've been taking it, I don't have drop foot. And I used to get leg cramps. Like, have you ever had a leg cramp in bed? And they're horrible. And the leg cramps I was getting would last about 45 minutes. So the gabapentin stops those leg cramps. The only bad thing about it is if for some reason I wake up in the middle of the night, I usually can't get back to sleep. So once I take the gabapentin, so I take 1,800 milligrams when I go to bed. And this is around midnight. So when you see me playing my video games and I'm running against a wall for 15 minutes, it usually means I probably fell asleep on the keyboard, or I'm just nodding off, which is what happens with this stuff. And it's not a narcotic at all, but I think it's a miracle drug because it stops nerve pain really, really well. And a lot of people take it. So, and the amount I'm taking isn't even like the full amount. It's like mid-range. So, but I can't take it during the day, like, 3 times a day. I have to just take it all at once because otherwise I'd be a zombie, and I'm not gonna have that. So far it's worked for many years. I've been taking it, and so far so good and stuff. So, but as far as the osteoporosis goes, the doctor said keep going into the forest and going up and down the ravine, and what I'm doing is really good for my muscles and my joints. So what I'm doing is really good. What are you looking at? Even though sometimes I get really tired. What are you freaking out about, Odin? It creeps me out when you do this. Come on. Oh, right there we can go. So I think it's about 4 o'clock maybe. But yeah, I have to readjust all my medication schedule, and it's just I have all my medications in a thing that it's a twice a day thing. You know, the little dealy bobs old people use that you open them up, and there's one for the morning and one for the evening. Well, I have a month worth that I set up, so I've got to go in and I've got to change everything for a whole month. And that's fine. I'm not going to complain. I'm just thankful that my doctor prescribed me this stuff. And but I think I've been messing up on my thyroid medication because I was supposed to wait, and I wasn't supposed to be drinking coffee right after I take it. And of course, I made my morning cup of coffee. And don't you be eating those mushrooms. Well, there's a lot of mushrooms around here. So, you're not supposed to drink coffee for 4 hours after you take the levothyroxine. And no wonder, when my thyroid medication isn't working right, it gives me a big headache or a big neck ache. It causes neck pain for me. Your thyroid controls every cell in your body. But I've been getting a lot of neck pain, and I'm like, what is going on? And I was reading today that if you drink coffee as soon as you take your thyroid medication, it's only working about 30%. So this is really bad. So I can't take my morning cup of coffee anymore. Well, actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my thyroid medication before I go to bed, because it has no interactions with the gabapentin, which is good. And so then I can wake up and I can actually eat food right away, and I can have my coffee and then have tea, because I usually have to wait an hour after I get up to eat something because of the thyroid stuff. And so I usually get up around 12:30. Well, by the time I take the thyroid stuff, it's going to be 1:30 before I can eat some lunch. And that's not good either, because I'm probably getting a whole 800 calories a day of food. So I've just totally been screwing that up because of the medications. I don't know how these really old people can handle taking, some of them have to take 30 pills a day. Well, no wonder they're so skinny, because how can they possibly figure out when they're supposed to eat and stuff on this, So people need to pay attention when they're taking medication, because if you don't take it right, it's not going to work. So that's my little medication rant for the day. Let's go. Oh yeah, there's the wasp nest over there. I'm not going that way. Okay, we're not going to go that way. And I tried taking my other camera, my GoPro, not my fake GoPro, in here 2 days ago, and it was terrible. I actually held it in a little tripod thing, and that camera is so bad, everything is washed out, and then the pixels and stuff is horrible. It's a piece of junk, like I said before. So the only time I can use that thing and it actually works is when I'm by the ocean, and I don't know why it doesn't work in here at all. Maybe there's just too much stuff, to videotape, and it can't handle it. Come on, guys, let's go down here. So I missed, I wasted a whole hour of video a couple days ago. And I went everywhere in here. So for now, I'm just holding the phone and until I get something better. Come on. And I don't know where the deer are today. When I stand still, my little 7-pound min pin chihuahua, she has a poopy fit. And the reason she's got a muzzle thing on is it's not a muzzle, it's called a scrounging, it's called a scrounging muzzle, I guess. And what she does is she eats things she shouldn't be eating out. Like, she likes to eat deer poop and stuff. And by the time I even can grab her before she eats something bad, she's already eaten it. So I got her this thing, and she hates it with a passion because she can smell all this stuff she wants to put in her mouth. Yeah, you do, don't you? And Odin eats things that he's not supposed to eat either, like he's just eating something that didn't taste very good, which is foliage. And he tries to sneak it when I'm talking. He'll try to, if I'm filming or videotaping, he'll try to, yeah, you hear me, Odin. He'll try to sneak pieces of foliage. I mean, the deer eat this stuff like crazy. Odin? Yeah, don't. Yeah, you know what I'm telling you. But that guy came in, and I hope he didn't see me. Well, actually, he saw me and he took off like a bat out of hell with his dog. So I think he's the guy that's building the shelter down in that one area. And he was really creepy looking. So I almost turned around and went back because I just... First of all, I don't trust anybody. When it's warm out, I don't trust anybody in a hoodie. Don't trust them at all. If it's warm and it's t-shirt weather and somebody's walking around with a hoodie, I don't trust them. What is wrong with you? What are you doing? I never have. And that includes, that's been decades. So, and we have, unfortunately around here, not so much in my little town, but I've seen a few of them. We've got those pieces of crap called Antifa. And they are pieces of crap. They should have been deemed a terrorist organization. They aren't. And they're pieces of crap. They're a waste of, they're nothing but human excrement, in my opinion. And that's what that guy looked like. He looked like one of those Antifa guys. I saw one on the bicycle the other day. And they think that, they don't have to pay for anything, so they steal from people and they sleep anywhere, even if it's in your home or under your house or whatever, because they shouldn't have to work, and you should owe them everything. Everything you have is theirs. And that's about all I'm going to say about that, because let's just say I believe in the Second Amendment. And Oregon's full of weirdos anyway. So it's a beautiful place. The reason I moved here, stop eating that. The reason I moved here was because it's a beautiful place, not for the creeps that live here. Not everybody's a creep. There's really nice people in this town, but unfortunately there's a really bad element here too. Especially, I will never, ever go to Portland. Never. Portland's turned into a huge shit show. And it's just like San Francisco and the rest of them. They're all dumps now. And companies are moving out of them in droves. And it's going to be the new third world United States of garbage, I guess. You guys see any deer? Let's go over here. Plus, I wanted to live by the ocean. So I thought the West Coast, and the climate here is rainforest temperate. I almost moved to Florida, and I hate bugs. And I lived in Arizona for 23 years, and I hate the heat. And Florida's got them both. And they have the hurricanes, and they have they get this algae that comes into the ocean. And I forget where it's from. I researched it, but it kills the fish, and it's unsafe, and it's really dangerous for people to breathe that have asthma and COPD and stuff. In the area that I was looking at, gets that algae too. In fact, they got it this year, so I'm really glad I didn't move there. Come on, Odin, over here. I wonder if that's the raven. Well, let's try to go this way, huh? I gotta be quiet and listen to what's going on around here. I gotta pay attention. Oh, we can't go there, Odin. Unfortunately, I don't have a conceal and carry, and you have to have that here. So, kind of in here blind. I could bring my knife, but I don't like other people's blood. And I don't like making messes. The same knife that Brian Kohlberger used, allegedly used. What are you looking at? I have that exact same knife. And I got it a lot long. I got it way before he ever did. Come on, we're going down here. Come on, guys. And it can do some damage. And it's got the nice little doohickeys on there that could, I guess it's the kind that you push in, and when you pull it out, all the guts come with it, I guess. I can only imagine what that crime scene looked like on the inside of that house. Those poor people in Idaho. I personally think he's an incel. He's a really ugly guy to begin with. And I'm sure he's been rejected a lot of times. And he's a stalker. And I hope to hell he gets death. He doesn't deserve to breathe the same air as any of us. He thought he was clever because he had some, he had taken some college courses for law enforcement, and he thought he was going to really pull that off. Well, he's very stupid. He's not intelligent whatsoever. Come on. Leaves the knife sheath on the bed. What a moron. Oh yeah, I think his court thing's going to be in October. It's too bad. I kind of wished, I know it's better not to televise it, but I kind of wish in a way they did. But journalists are such scumbags, in my opinion. I wonder how many journalists have caused people to die because of the way they behave. So I'm glad they're not going to be able to see. And the armchair sleuths and stuff that have big mouths. So that's my little Kohlberger rant. But I can't wait. I hope the trial goes fast. And just get it over with and give him his sentence. They need to put him in prison with the big boys. 'Cause somebody will probably off him. Come on. All right, I don't see that guy. Normally I go over there, go down, and then I go back up. But that's where his little encampment thing is. Just a sec, Odin. We're not going to the races. You have 4 feet, buddy. I have 2. almost said 3. Hang on, come here. Oh yeah, there's our log. No, we're going to our log, Odin. Come on, go down. All right, I heard breaking wood. Come on this way. Come on. Go down here. I've been watching so many videos of some awesome people who do debunking the paranormal and, and investigators that I haven't even hardly had time to game. So, but it's good. I enjoy watching them. The humor and stuff is really important to me. And I'm glad some of them are really humorous. All right, we'll go this way. Oh, nice. Piles of deer shit all over the place. Oh, goodness. That doesn't look like deer poop. So that's something else. I wonder what comes through here. I know what deer poop looks like. It looks like little chocolate-covered raisins. But I wonder what's the poop. It's pure black, like tar, and it's in piles. And I know there's no wolves around here, because wolves have fur around their poop. Come on. Coyotes would too. They would have fur around their poop. But this is like black tar. That's just like a pile. I'm not going to take a picture of it because it's gross. So I'm not sure. I mean, they're pretty big piles too, so I can't imagine a raccoon can poop that big. Or a skunk. So there's something else coming in here that poops pretty big. It's not a dog poop. Come on. Let's go here and see if that guy's over here. Hopefully he's not. I haven't seen the deer for the few times I've been in here. The last few times. They're probably scared off by whoever's building that thing. Come on. Let's go over here. Hang on. Oh, come on, we're not going to a freaking race. Just slow down. Yeah, I know what you guys are probably smelling the deer. I was so happy there was a bunch of ravens sitting in the Douglas fir tree across from my balcony. Eagles and ravens, I love with a passion. There's the wetlands right there. Come over here. Come here. I can't go the normal way anymore where the path is, because that's what the sign says, that there's a wasp nest by that path. So I'm not going there anymore. This way, come on. Let's go take a peek over here. There's that thing that looks like a bear relaxing on the stump. When I first saw that, I was so scared. I thought that was a bear, and I took off like crazy. Just a sec. Oh, nice wind here. Oh yeah, there's that little fort right there, straight ahead. Come on, come on. I'm gonna go this way. Come here, Odin. Let's go around it. Let's go this way. I don't want to be stuck down there in case somebody comes out of that thing. Oh, that's nice. Come on. Come on. This way. Come on. Hang on, I gotta check my shoe. Okay, that looks good. What the hell is that? Well, I don't know if that's pine sap or dog shit. It's really sad when people let their dogs crap in the forest. I know it sounds kind of stupid, but people think, oh yeah, it's okay, it's biological. Or I mean, it's organic. But for some reason, I seem to step whatever pile of dog poop is in here. Either I fall on it or I step on it. The sap doesn't bother me. I hate feces. No, we gotta go. Oh crap, we can't go this way. The bee nest might be around here. Shit. Alright, let's go this way. We'll go on the path, but we gotta stay out of the... because the sign said it was right by the path. But it wasn't in the path, so let's go. Come here. Oh, I think that's the picture I took for my YouTube picture, the original one. I think that's the tree. The picture I took was the most beautiful picture I've ever seen of mine in the forest. It was just outstanding. And it was perfect. All right, we're getting close to the way out of here. So I'm going to get off here, and thanks for coming with. And I hope you have an awesome Thursday. See ya.